answer how Frank is responding to treatment tonight at 10. Channel 2 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Our Sky 2 helicopter live over that breaking news in northwest Harris County. 2 people are dead and at least 5 others badly injured in a crash best described as horrific.
It happened on the Grand Parkway near FM 2920. Channel 2's Phil Archer is live near the scene with what he's learning. Phil.
Yeah, we're learning now that there appear to be 7 automobiles involved in this wreck, but you can't tell that from looking at the wreckage. This is unlike any automobile accident I've ever seen. It looks more like there was an explosion, that a bomb went off. You can see all of those vehicles, or what's left of them, up there. The SUV just over the screen right there. There's only about half of it left. And all through there, all across that lane, is pieces of twisted steel, and we're being told human remains. At this point, as Bill said, the body count is at 2. 5 people were taken to local hospitals, and what we're being told happened was someone driving a truck westbound on 99 somehow left the road, went across the median, and ran into 5 other cars over there. Now, the truck isn't even visible from here. He apparently had a lot of speed. He's back just a little bit over that hump right there, that hill where everything is sitting. Now, at this point, we don't have any names. We haven't talked to any witnesses yet. There is one here at the scene that the accident investigators are getting ready to talk to. And we're being told that this road is going to be closed for some time. Right now, all traffic has been stopped in each direction. The traffic on the westbound side is being diverted over to the feeder lane. It's stopped completely here in the eastbound lane. We're told that the eastbound lanes they expect them to be closed for about another 5 hours, probably 2 hours on the other lane. So there's a huge traffic mess here. We're waiting for county investigators here to come down and talk to us. We're hoping to get more details about this. As soon as we have them, we'll have them for you. Until then, reporting live in North Harris County, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Incredible images to witness there, Phil. Thank you. And now to a story you'll see only on 2. A homeowner calling for action after she says someone broke in her car window and spray painted a dirty word on her garage.
Yeah, she believes the vandals are some of her own neighbors in southeast Houston. Our Ryan Korsgaard spoke with that homeowner, and he's joining us live with more on what she had to say. Ryan?
And Bill, she simply said she wants to protect her home and protect her family, but she says now she is a target. The problems on Bolt Street started when this trash was dumped beside the road, and then it grew from there, says Shannon Hall. She tells us someone then turned up the volume on the Sunday Fun Day celebration in her southeast Houston neighborhood.
There's a DJ equipment and everything is sitting outside, so it's a party every Sunday, every game day, every Texan game, every Cowboy.
So she says she tried the right approach and called the police, hoping someone would turn down the music. Instead, she said, after that call, someone broke the window out of her car.
I think things are escalating because it seems like every time the police are called, they're coming out even more.
That was last month. Then she said there was another loud party in her neighborhood last weekend. She said she again called the police, and after that call, she says someone spray painted a giant X on her garage along with a dirty name.
And I feel like it's escalating to violence. And I'm going to go today and get me some no trespass signs put up, because that's what the police have actually stated, because I'm going to protect myself and my daughter because I have to.
Now she says she simply wants the trash to go away, the volume turned down, and the attacks to stop.
I don't think that's a reason for your property to be destroyed, or, you know, someone coming up to your door and starting, you know, to harass you.
And by the way, we also checked with her city council member's office, and her staff says they will reach out and see what they can do. We're live today. Ryan Korsgaard, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Frustrating problem, Ryan. Thank you, sir. Turning now to our weather. The clouds have moved in along with some warmer temperatures, huh?
Yeah, that's right. As some of us could see some storms actually into the overnight hours. Channel 2 meteorologist Justin Stapleton joins us with a look ahead.
Yeah, going to get a little rumbly and kind of bumpy later on this evening, guys, especially as we get into those overnight hours. Warm, yes. Cloudy, check. That's there, too. A little bit of light sprinkles out there as is what we've been seeing, but the winds right now, anywhere from the southwest or southeast, I should say, about 10, 15 miles an hour. Those are going to even get stronger as we get our next system moving through in about 24 hours. We got a lot of changes on the board here. Right now, just a few light scattered showers out there, nothing major. And in fact, I think we'll be pretty quiet going into the rest of the evening here. It's mainly overnight, so thankfully, not a lot of folks will be impacted in terms of getting out on the roads. Now, as we go to about 9 o'clock through midnight, notice that things get a little more aggressive by about 2:30. We've got some rumbles of thunder starting to pop their way through. That'll continue through about 5, 6 a.m. And then as we get towards that morning rush hour, I think we're okay. And that's when we start to make the change. We've got some much colder air moving in here that'll be here by Friday. We'll get into all of that as well. Right now, temperatures out there all still sitting in the 60s, and they'll stay that way for a good chunk of the evening tonight. But yes, there is not only the chance for that, but we also could be talking about a few flurries. I'll tell you where I think we'll see them and where we probably won't. And unfortunately, that's probably what a lot of folks would like to see. But we'll get into all that, of course, the rest of your week and weekend forecast, guys, straight ahead.
All right, Justin, thank you. Want to get you back to that breaking news in Northwest Harris County now.
Yeah, investigators giving an update on the crash that killed 2 people, injured 5 others. Let's listen.
Metal guardrail, and with his speed and the angle, his vehicle, we believe, kind of became airborne a bit, and it struck the first vehicle that was traveling eastbound pretty high up on the vehicle, so it kind of, that eastbound vehicle almost acted like a ramp. So when it kind of sheared off most of that first vehicle, then it struck a second vehicle that was also traveling eastbound, and then a third, and then a fourth. Ultimately, the truck that was traveling westbound, the one that crossed into the eastbound lanes, that vehicle overturned onto its side. EMS, the Sheriff's Office personnel were dispatched to the scene. Upon arrival, there's 2 confirmed fatalities on the scene. 4 other people, 5 total people were transported to the hospital. 4 in the vehicles that were traveling eastbound. And the driver of the at-fault vehicle was also transported to the hospital. None of those personnel who were transported to the hospital appear to be having any life-threatening injuries at this time. The vehicle that caused the crash, not quite sure what happened. Says he doesn't really know. We're not exactly sure what actual factor played into that part, other than he crossed into oncoming traffic. While he was traveling westbound, he crossed into the eastbound lanes. He does not appear to be intoxicated. He is cooperating. And again, his injuries are relatively minor in comparison to, the scene. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for about 23 years. This is one of the worst scenes I've seen. Just the totality, the damage, affecting multiple vehicles, things like that.
How fast do you think that truck was going?
I'm not sure. The speed limit here is 75. With what happened after the accident and during the accident, I would say that's consistent, that he was probably doing close to the speed limit of 75 miles an hour.
And you say the truck forced it?
There was one in a silver HHR, which is going to be the vehicle to y'all's far left on the shoulder. And then this other vehicle up front, I think it was a silver Volvo.
Did he land on top of that SUV over there to the right side?
Not necessarily like landing on it, but grazing it, or is what it looks like.
How long do you expect the tollway to be closed down for?
I would say at least another hour or 2 minimum.
In both directions?
Yes.
And so the truck essentially first hit the far right.
Yes.
So
there's some damage right here to y'all's right where he first hit.
So was driving in the right lane, bounced off the wall, came over 1, 2, 3 lanes of traffic, including the median.
Yes.
So he's alert and talking, but hasn't indicated whether or not he had a medical emergency or anything like that.
He's not aware. He did say that he has a history of seizures. So that could be a factor. Again, we're not going to know until we look into a little bit more medical records, etc.
Too early to tell, obviously, if there's going to be any charges or anything like that. Anything needs to work out right this second.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Too early, obviously, to tell if there's going to be any charges or any kind of
Correct. Once we complete the investigation, we'll forward the entire case over to the district attorney's office, and it'll be presented to the grand jury, most likely, and they'll make the ultimate determination if there'll be any charges filed.
What can you tell us about the deceased?
I know there's one appears to be elderly black male in the silver HHR on the far left, and a middle-aged white female in the silver Volvo.
If somebody has a history of seizures, typically are not allowed. You're supposed to be driving, correct?
Each case, I think, is case-by-case basis, but they would have to be signed off by a doctor that it is okay for them to drive. But yes, typically, if you have seizures, you shouldn't be driving.
If he goes through either of these, I mean, I assume apparently he went around this main rail right here. He wasn't in the way, right?
Well, due to the position of it, he just happened to, when he crossed over, it just wasn't in an area where this particular rail was. So, yeah, but further on, he did hit, I guess it's more of a metal rail.
Cable rail?
The cable rail, yes, sir.
So he didn't go through that?
Yes.
And is that meant to be strong enough to stop a speeding car?
I'm not sure on their strengths on them, but frequently they do break, especially at speed 75, 80 miles an hour.
Sergeant, we know the woman was driving the silver SUV that was pretty damaged, but the male, who was he driving? The male person that is deceased.
He is in the silver HHR.
So both vehicles were in the HHR?
No. One elderly, appears to be elderly black male in the silver HHR, and a middle-aged white female in the silver Volvo to the right over here along this side of the roadway.
You said
total of 6 vehicles involved in this?
I think it's, if you include this one, I think it's 6.
what happened to this one?
This one just got some debris on it. There's another vehicle or two that are there, but they just stopped and got stuck, kind of.
Okay. You said that this is one of the worst accidents you've seen in 23 years. Can you just kind of explain, as for you and the first responders?
Once again, 2 people killed, 5 others injured in a horrific crash on Highway 99 up in Northwest Harris County. More on this coming up in our newscast at 6 o'clock. Move on now to breaking news we've been following for you. A couple convicted of kidnapping their grandson and then taking him to Brazil. They have now been sentenced to prison. Our Andy Sirota in the newsroom with breaking details on this for us. Andy.
Yeah, Bill, Carlos and Jemima Guimares had no comment as they left federal court this afternoon after their sentencing. Tonight, their daughter is speaking publicly, claiming that her ex-husband assaulted her during their marriage and that he's dangerous, so she fled to Brazil with her son before things got worse. Jail time for 2 grandparents convicted of helping their daughter abduct their then 3-year-old grandson to Brazil and keeping him there. Carlos Guimares was sentenced to 3 months in prison. His wife, Jemima, was sentenced to 1 month. Nico, the child at the center of this case, remains in Brazil with his mother, Marcela Guimares.
This sentence, for me, will not change my resolve. It won't change my attempts to get my son back, and I'm going to continue to fight for him.
We talked to Guimares late this afternoon via Skype. She says she is crushed that her parents will have to spend a single day in jail and claims they were only trying to protect her from her ex-husband.
Everything that happened to me, it was because I had no other choice. I had to protect my son. I had to protect myself against a man that's very dangerous. He punched me. He hurt me. He threw me against the wall. I couldn't hear for a whole month in one side. He did all this in front of his own son.
Brand's attorney says her claims of abuse have no merit and questions if she was so scared of her ex-husband, why didn't she leave sooner? The Guimares' attorney says the grandparents offered financial support to their daughter, but had no influence over their daughter's decision to keep Nico from seeing his father.
They have asked in the past their daughter for them to try to reach some kind of agreement, but they have no control over it.
As part of their sentence, the Guimares each have to pay a $75,000 fine. Bill?
All right, Andy, thank you. Caught on camera, a man orders a pizza, then pulls out a gun and demands money from a Little Caesars employee.
And police say it's not the first store he has held up. Coming up, how many robberies he is wanted for in the Houston area.
I'm
consumer expert Amy Davis, and this is my world. Thanks, Jack. No! Tommy! And when I'm not trying to wrangle 3 kids, I'm doing this.
A product that claims to knock your socks off.
Laser Bond does not work.
Dinner and drinks free.
And it's all to help you out, to save you time and money. It is a tough job, and I love doing it.
Consumer expert Amy Davis, weekdays on Channel 2 News Today.
Visit click2houston.com's weather section to learn how to lower your electricity bill this winter.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at NRG Center. Browse over 50 hot tubs at up to 50% off this weekend at NRG Center.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
And I love that you love it.
I love it.
I like red.
It's the GMC Denali season to upgrade. Get over $5,700 total value on this terrain. Plus, get $1,000 purchase allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
Give a gift to the guy that gives year-round. Shop the holiday sale at Men's Warehouse. Now select suits are $199. Sport coats are $149. Plus, all dress shirts are $3 for $99. He's gonna like the way he looks.
We know about building, and we know how to save you money. This is not our first sales event. In fact, we've been doing this since you could bring a horse for a trade-in. So when we say the holidays are the best time to buy, we should know. We've been doing it for 115 years.
Now get 0% financing with $0 down and 0 payments for 90 days on our full lineup at your best in Texas Ford dealer today.
We have the expertise that you will never find at a retail store. We are Texas mattress makers. All of our mattresses are handmade in the USA. A customer that comes here will save at least 50%. The best product at the best price.
Located in East Downtown and now in Katy off I-10 and Fort Bend Road. Receive the gift of sleep and save 25% off during our holiday mattress sale.
You're watching Channel 2, Houston's home for NBC Nightly News.
You're watching Channel 2, Houston's home for news.
A pizza order turned into a robbery at a shop in Southeast Houston.
And police believe the same man is behind 3 other robberies around the city. Now, one of the crimes was caught on camera a week ago at the Little Caesars Pizza over on Telephone Road. The robber sat down, waited for the employee to finish up with the customer at the counter. After that, he approaches the counter, orders a pizza, then points a handgun at the employee, demanding money from the register. When the employee hesitated, as you see here, robber jumps over the counter, takes the pizza and some money, and then runs off.
All right, we've had clouds through much of the day. Question is some rain in store?
Oh, yeah. It's coming. It's an overnight rain, so it won't be a huge impact like we were looking at Friday night when things were going to get real sloppy. So that's good. And then, obviously, big changes after that. It's going to get windy. It's going to get cold. And, yes, maybe a flurry or two, but not around here.
All right.
I think I've already thrown water on. I told you the day before.
Frank set you up for that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he totally did. I watched him last night at 10. I knew where he was going with that. Anyway, let's check out outside right now. Obviously, flow picking up on both inbound, outbound sides of the Southwest Freeway here. We've got 68 degrees. Those temperatures will hold in the 60s for a good chunk of the night, courtesy of this. Those south-southeast winds that are really pumping right off of the Gulf right now. So we've got 65 in Conroe, 64 down in Galveston, 66 out towards Katy. A little warmer as you get out to LaGrange. And right now up near College Station, we're at about 65 degrees. So here are the winds, generally around, call it 8, 10, 12 miles an hour. These are going to pick up considerably by tomorrow afternoon, but it will not be pumping in the warm air. They're going to be moving the opposite direction. So you know what that means. Northwest winds for us generally means a much colder air mass is on its way, and that'll be the case. Not tonight, though. If you headed out, it should be okay. We're going to keep about a 10-20% chance of a few sprinkles, not much, but then it's really as we get to about midnight through about 4 or 5 a.m., things ramp up to about 50-60%, some of those overnight rumbles of thunder, which I'll show you here in a sec. Otherwise, pretty quiet across the state now. That low is starting to develop. It's getting a little closer to us. Jump a little tighter. A few spit showers out there from the Gulf, and that's about it. Lots of cloud cover, and we're already anticipating things are going to get pretty windy tomorrow. Wind advisories, all those brown shaded areas there, including much of the metro Houston area, kicks in at 2 o'clock tomorrow through 3 p.m. Friday. Winds 20, 30 miles an hour. Could see gusts higher than that, and for a sustained portion of the afternoon. So think about those outdoor inflatables, the Christmas ones that you have. If if you got one on top of your house or whatnot, either take them down or you might want to make sure they're certainly secured because you will need to by tomorrow. So as we go overnight tonight, there's some of the brighter colors. Thunderstorms rumbling through by about 2 a.m. That should wrap up by about 6, 7 o'clock. Through much of the morning commute, I think we're fine. And actually, we've got a little dry slot that'll move in, give us some sunshine. Should help to warm things into the low 70s tomorrow. But then the cold front moves through late afternoon, and we're talking some major wind shifting in behind that. Look at the temperatures drop as we get into Friday morning. I've stopped at about 3 a.m. because you got to go all the way over here towards I-35 and even west of Dallas to see some where that snow is going to develop. Now, the thing is there a chance as that upper low slides across the northern counties that it could get a quick flurry? Sure, can't completely rule that out, but we're not talking about anything that is going to be of any impact. And the real story is going to be just how cold it will stay most of Friday. Some light showers. We're talking low 40s. With a wind, it'll feel like the mid-30s out there. And that continues as we'll barely get up to about 50, 52 degrees as we go into the afternoon. Probably a lot of spots will be sitting in the mid-40s. Here's the bigger picture. If you're looking at, if you got travel plans, especially as we get in towards Friday, there's the low, and there's some of the moisture in the colder air wrapping on the back end of that. And of course, you see that big bullseye, which could be potential for a quick snowburst just west of Dallas. That sort of falls apart, and it's basically because the drier air moves in, the moisture's not in place, all things aren't stacked up rightly. They're kind of like this, and that's why we likely won't see much of a snow forecast for us. But it is going to be windy and colder through much of Friday. Winds relax as we get into Saturday. Sunshine returns, high pressure moves in, and that'll keep the rain at bay. And actually, we've got a pretty good looking weekend overall for both Saturday and Sunday. So we'll go 70s tomorrow, crash it into the 50s and 40s on Friday, then breezy through much of the day as well. Saturday, Sunday, we're back up into the sunshine, 60s, and we'll keep it on the warm end Monday, Tuesday. Quick system moving through here Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, we'll keep it in the mid-60s, but watch out. Big changes coming over the next 24 hours. We've got more after the break. Stick around.
It's the GMC Denali season to upgrade. Get over $11,300 total value on this specially equipped Sierra. Plus, get $1,000 purchase allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
It's a powerful thing knowing what you're made of. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, we're made up of many things. We're made up of heart and the hard-working. We're made up of a belief that finding ways to serve all of our zip codes is as important as cracking our genetic codes. And in the end, what we're made of has been the same since the beginning, each other. And that's a healthy state to be in.
My mom works for Chevy.
My dad works for Chevy.
We're all part of the Chevy family.
And right now, so are you.
Because our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay, and not a cent more.
Welcome to the family.
Use your employee discount for everyone to get almost $9,700 below MSRP on this Tahoe. Plus, get an additional $1,500 cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Here we are again, seeking answers to the same old questions.
24 hours after living through that horrific mass shooting.
Back-to-back devastation.
These helicopters looking for any body of water to make drops on that massive inferno.
Prostate cancer, it can be harmless or it can be deadly. And this year, it hit close to home for the KPRC2 family.
It's a complicated decision to go through. I know you've done your homework and your research.
Our own Frank Billingsley making major decisions about his health.
Every conversation about cancer, the last line is, let's hope.
The clinical trial he chose.
So let's hope. Let's hope it works. It's a season of miracles.
His results and the best treatment options for men facing prostate cancer tonight on Channel 2 News at 10.
The law firm Latham & Watkins is joining efforts to make the holidays brighter for Houston families.
Yeah, the legal eagles over there at Latham & Watkins today contributed more than $30,000 worth of toys to our Operation Stocking Stuffer toy drive. KPRC has teamed up with the Houston Fire Department and other community partners for the toy drive. You can help by donating a new unwrapped toy at any Houston fire station between now and December 17th next week. We'll be right back.
Stay with us.
American-made WeatherTech car mats and floor liners. Shop WeatherTech.com today.
My mom works for Chevy.
My dad works for Chevy.
We're all part of the Chevy family.
And right now, so are you.
Because our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
And not a cent more.
Welcome to the family.
Use your employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $11,800 on this Silverado Texas edition. Plus, get an additional $1,500 cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
I know what it means to have reliable support. I've found the company who believes in me. They look out for me, and they help me grow my career. At Comcast, it's my job to constantly monitor our network, prevent problems, and to help provide the most reliable service possible. My name is Tanya. I work in the Network Operations Center for Comcast. We're working to make things simple, easy, and awesome.
Last year, Kathy bought her husband a Wi-Fi meat thermometer.
Open.
This year, she got him a Hyundai. It's packed with the technology he really wants. Like an 8-inch touchscreen display and wireless device charging. This year, no gift receipt required. Hyundai Holidays. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Now, get up to $3,750 in total savings or 0% APR on the 2018 Sonata. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Hey, thanks again for having me over for dinner.
Of course. These H-E-B Meal Simple entrees make hosting dinner easy, and they're delicious.
I'll tell you, since you cooked, how about I clean?
You sure? They only took a couple minutes to make.
I insist.
All right, if you say so. Here you go.
I didn't mean the whole house.
Thank you.
H-E-B Meal Simple. Over 200 choices of chef-inspired entrees ready in minutes.
Well, Scott.
Yeah?
The lawnmower's in the garage.
Yeah, okay. I'll get on it.
We're having a sales event. It's a big deal, but we're not going to scream about it. Because when you're the brand with the highest owner loyalty and have the most J.D. Power IQS awards, there's really nothing left to say. Except, when are you coming in? Ford, built for the holidays.
Now get 0% financing with $0 down and 0 payments for 90 days on our full lineup at your best in Texas Ford dealer today.
Quick look at what we're working on for Channel 2 News at 6 o'clock. Only on 2 tonight, hundreds joining a petition to stop a new bridge from being built in Sienna Plantation down in Missouri City, why families believe it would be a safety hazard for their children.
And he washed cars to raise money for a headstone for his late son's grave, but it still was not enough. Tonight, how our Spencer solves it, teamed up to step in.
And we'll tell you about a space-related emergency, a failed launch of a Soyuz rocket with a Houston-based astronaut on board. New tonight, we're talking with Nick Hague about the next launch attempt. Those stories and more coming up at our newscast at 6 o'clock.
All right, the roller coaster from fall to winter continues.
I know. It seems that this is the pattern, isn't it? It's really warm, and then we crash down. We're going to see the same thing. Not bad out there tonight. Few sprinkles, and obviously still breezy, but not like it will be by tomorrow afternoon. So watch out. Rumbles of thunder late night tonight. The 70s tomorrow, and then that 56 may be sort of like an 8 a.m.er. And by the time we get to Friday afternoon, we'll likely be in the mid-40s, and it is going to be
70 to 40.
chilly. Yep.
30-degree drop.
Welcome to Texas.
All right. Thank you, Justin.
You bet.
All right, that's it for Channel 2 News. At 5, Nightly News is next.
And we will see you again at 6 o'clock.